Genmas Daughter by Deborah Goldman. This, one of the most persistent, famous, and undying tropes in the history of fan fiction, at least of anime fan fiction, is the Ranma goes all-girl fanfic. Anyone who's looked has probably seen hordes of them, some relatively badly done. One of the most famous and undying, and how badly loved it is this. Genmas Daughter by Deborah Goldman / Classical Girl. Original concept and parts of Chapter 1 by Nessin Evans. I had hoped to be able to read the whole thing out loud, a la the fanfic critic, but I fear I'm just not up to it. I need to learn how to use a video editor properly. As it happens, I will review the first chapter and hopefully the subsequent chapters as well in the following upcoming videos. Chapter 1, Ranma. This story uses a mixture of Japanese and English terms of address. The opening scene is relatively powerful. It's very atmospheric and does a very good job painting a picture in our head. We learn just this much, that Genma is frightened of what he sees, and then we find out that what he sees is Nodoka. Those who are familiar with the series would not find this at all surprising, given the fact that there is that little matter of the seppuku contract. When I first saw this fic, that part was lost on me, I'm afraid, as I only knew Nodoka from this kind of Ranma 1/2 fanfic. After that happened, but after it turns out that Genma is hoping desperately that Ranma is going to be in boy form, praying literally. Then it turns out that, alas, Ranma is currently in girl form. Then she and Nodoka hug, and Ranma's got to have finally met her mother, but then goes, "Wait, I'm your son, not your daughter." Ranma, that is not fun. Ranko, that is not funny, and there's no way for daughter to act. Then Nodoka starts to wonder if Genma has gone mad. Hapazai comes in, tells Ranma the truth after a fashion. If I need to say more. Once Ranma finds out that the part about her having been... let's get on with it. I don't want to give you spoilers. Soon winds up telling Ranma, yes, she is your father's wife, when he was thinking she must be married to another Sotomi Genma, or even simply just a crazy woman. He blew up at her and told him, I am not a girl, rather angrily. Then Akane winds up dragging him over to her house, and she shows some old videos and some pictures, and old and forgotten memories start to rise up inside of Ranma's head. remembering the fact that, dun dun dun, he was born a girl. Yet mysteriously he wound up managing to fall in the spring of the drowned girl. This universe is just full of coincidences, isn't it? Well, Akane winds up feeling deep compassion for Ranma. Always a nice touch in Ranma 1/2 fanfics. All too often, Ranma 1/2 fanfics are characterized by Akane being a psychotic bitch determined to inflict her unbearable cooking upon an unsuspecting planet Earth. Then, at first he's not sure what to think, but then he says, "No, that was long ago. That was when I was little. It doesn't matter now. I'm a man." And says he just can't live as a girl. And of course Nadeka cries, but says she'd respect his decision no matter what it was, and was determined not to live or lose her child again. Ranma goes into inner turmoil, not sure what he/she should think, since everything he'd heard from Genma was that he should be proud of being a man, and that girls are weak, etc., 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 etc. But he forced himself to forget all that, but all that aside for a moment. If Genma could corrupt Ranma's very identity, anything he said he was capable of anything. He could twist any truth to serve himself. And Ranma, aside from finding out that his gender was a lie, wasn't sure if anything about him was true, even his commitment to the art. How much of that was entirely a construct that Genma had created. All because Genma was desperate to have a son, and so had sought some kind of magical boon from Hapazai. Once Ranma figures out that he had in fact been born a girl, he pretty much accepts everything else that Hapazai said as gospel. More full of him, I'll say that much. Well, after they're crying a bit, and one more detail, it turns out that before the Nico-kin, Ranma had actually Ranko, I should say, had actually liked cats. It was only after Genma's sheer stupidity. I still remember from that episode. Note, this technique is too stupid to use in real life. Even Sun seemed to think, you really should have read the whole thing before you tried it. You think? But anyway, there were several photos of Ranko holding a cat in her arms, snuggling it. And then Ranma wound up leaving early in the morning and was crying. Akane had remembered some things of conversations with Ranko when they were both little, and Ranko had called her bestest friend in the whole wide world. And Akane vowed to herself she'd never lose her temper with Ranma again. And, of course, when Akane first approaches Ranma, he provokes her and is borderline verbally abusive to her. But it turns out that Ranma was, if only subconsciously, trying to push her away. He didn't want to accept how damaged he was, how confused his identity was, And it turns out that, naturally, everything he knew about gender roles was a lie. Ranma also confesses that he feels more relaxed, more happy in his girl form, and naturally started to suspect that it had to be the curse trying to twist his mind. And a few more things. Ranma figured out that he couldn't push Akane away this time. She was determined to help him. And she and Ranma walked back hand in hand after Akane made a vow that she was going to kill Genma in her head for corrupting poor Ronko's mind like he has. Well, I'm afraid that is all for this time. The Shadowed Otaku will return very shortly with Chapter 2. I can't remember its name, but you'll hear it aloud when I give you a summary of the chapter. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this review of Chapter 1 of Genma's daughter, Ranma.